everybody, Kyle at Outlaw Harley-Davidson here, and this is your 2021 Softail Heritage Classic. So color options for this year, guys. 107 is going to come chromed out as you see behind me. You have vivid black, you have billiard teal, you have two-tone color option of vivid black and deadwood green, and then you have another two-tone color option of midnight crimson and the stonewash white pearl. It's a really classic looking paint scheme. Obviously, like I said, the 107 is going to come all chromed out. When you get a 114 Heritage Softail, you get the blacked out finish, and then you get a couple of different color options there. You get vivid black, you also get blackjack metallic, you get the deadwood green and the vivid black, and then you get the stonewash white pearl with the midnight crimson. And again, that's going to be all blacked out in the finish. So guys, the Heritage Softail, one of my favorite bikes and certainly one of the best riding Harley-Davidsons out there that you could literally set up to take across the country. Already starts off set up to tour on, do some light touring on, got your windshield, running lights, big headlight, saddlebags. This model comes standard with cruise control, so that's not something that you have to add. Like when I bought my Lowrider S, had to add cruise control after I bought the motorcycle. So comes standard with that already. You're going to get your FL front end that is obviously standard to the Heritage Softail since the early days of the Heritage. This is obviously going to be set up on your new monoshock Softail frame, so it sits a little bit taller than the older Heritage, but the benefit of that is you have better lean angle in the corners. You're not going to be scraping up your floorboards and things like that, and you have a little bit better travel with the shock and certainly rides a little bit nicer than the old Heritage Softail did. So some nice updates to what they did. You got new saddlebags on the M8 Heritage Softails. You got the new hard leather bags. Keeps the style of the Heritage because you still get the look of the leather bags, but they don't collapse in on themselves anymore like the old Heritage Softail bags used to do if you didn't have the bag protectors in there, so, or the bag stays in there. So a couple of nice updates that they've done to their Heritage Softail. Obviously you get your LED setup with your headlights and running lights in the front. That's a big upgrade over the incandescent headlights that the Heritage Softails before 2017 and before came with. So that is a safety feature as well as you know, just a visibility feature as well. So they also updated the Softails. No more knob up here on your tank for your ignition. Just like the rest of your Softails, you have the one-touch security system on it. So your kill switch, run switch is actually your on-off switch as well. And you obviously get your key fob that goes with it, and then you have your PIN code in case you ever lose that key fob. So that's a nice feature as well, and you know, can certainly give you a little bit of peace of mind if you're traveling across the country and got this thing sitting in a hotel parking lot. Guys, essentially what you're looking at is a smaller sized Road King. Not a touring bike, not in that touring family because it's got a different frame. It's got the Softail frame. But the nice thing about it is that it's lighter weight than a Road King. The Heritage Softail is kind of like your Road King's little brother. Comes set up and looks very similar to some of the Heritage or to some of the Road Kings. Obviously, if you're looking at a newer Road King, this bike has spoke wheels on it. Most of your Road Kings have mags starting. Oh, I don't know when it started, but it was quite a while ago that they started putting mags on them. So if you guys are looking at a Heritage Softail, I definitely suggest you look at a Road King too. Maybe even get out and test ride both. But guys, that's what we're gonna do next. I'm gonna put my gear on, I'm gonna gear up, hop on this Heritage Softail. We're gonna take this thing out on that test ride route that you guys know and love.
All right, guys, live for the 2021 Heritage Classic test ride review. I am riding the 107 that I was doing kind of a walk around on at the beginning part of this video. So not the 114 model, guys, but you can get this exact motorcycle. Well, not quite exact motorcycle because 114s come with the blacked out accessories. You cannot get, as of now anyways, cannot get a 114 that's all chromed out like this one is. So obviously just the two different trim levels that they have for the Heritage Classic right now. So great thing about the Heritage Classic, Super lightweight, and it's like a middleweight cruising touring bike. And the great thing about that is you can take it anywhere you want to go, but it's not the weight of your typical touring bike. So, you know, you're not north of 800 pounds, and you could still take a Heritage Softail pretty much anywhere you want to go, guys. I think you could, if you set it up right and made a few concessions maybe, you know, as far as like what you pack, because you don't have quite the storage behind you, you could take one of these things across the continental U.S., man, which, you know, that's what a lot of people come to Harley-Davidson to do, is to tour, and tour comfortably, and tour on something that's American-made and has a lot of, well, lack of a better term, and no pun intended, well, maybe a little bit, but heritage. It's got a lot of history and a lot of heritage behind this bike. And the cool thing about these new ones is they keep the style of the older ones. You know, still got a lot of similar stylings to, you know, your early days of the Heritage Softail. So comes with cruise control standard over here on your left-hand side. Super easy to use. You push it in to turn it on, set it down, or push it down to set it, and then if you hit brake or clutch, you push it up to resume to your last speed. We're not going to use it right now because it's kind of a 45 mile an hour area, but I might be able to use that when we get out on the highway. So super easy to handle and super easy to ride. That's kind of the number one thing about the Heritage. I think that it could even be a decent bike for a beginner, at least, you know, if you have maybe a little bit of experience and don't want to buy two bikes, don't want a big touring bike. This is a good way to start too. If you got friends that you're wanting to do longer trips with and you're, you know, can't do it on a Sportster of some kind or a smaller bike of some kind, this is a good way to start. So, it is a hot day in Kansas City. Heat indexes in the 105 to 107 area, I think, is what I saw on the news this morning, and definitely feel almost every bit of that at the moment. Well, these guys aren't moving, so we're going to move. But it's not bad when you're going 45 miles an hour down the road. Got nice torque, nice throttle response. A lot of that's your 107. Just the better engineering of the 107 versus, you know, your previous years of the Heritage Softail. Big change in 18, guys, and that's what I'm riding now, is the new monoshock frame from Harley-Davidson that took the suspension from the Softails from up underneath the frame to basically right at the top of the frame. One big monoshock underneath your seat. And that is another great thing about having a Heritage Softail, is these things handle amazingly. Super secure in corners. Not only that, you got floorboards, so it's, you know, not like riding my Lowrider S where I got the pegs. You got the cushioned floorboards, a little bit different styling, a little different setup than what you get on a touring bike, you know, from a Road King up. But full foot support's always nice. Oh, man, when you come to a stop, it is steamy. That good old Kansas City humidity kicking in. Well, it's been kicked in for a while because it's August, but almost September. But man, it's really showing its teeth today, guys. So hit some bumpy stuff back there, and I set this suspension on 3. before I took off from the dealership, and it's really riding very nice. It handles really well, you know, and it's soft enough suspension where I can really feel that suspension kind of working against the bumps that I'm going over, and results in a really, really nice ride. Didn't have my running lights on, which that's a great thing about a Road King too, guys, is you don't just have one headlight. I'm sorry, great thing about a Heritage, said Road King there, but great thing about a Heritage is it has the running lights up front just like a Road King would, so it makes you a whole lot brighter in the front end when you're coming down the road at somebody. It makes you much more visible, and then, you know, obviously at night, you know, you're going to have a whole lot better lighting in front of you to be able to see a whole lot farther with the running lights as well. So very nice setup as far as that goes. You know, basically the same thing as what comes on a Road King, except this is maybe a benefit to buying a Heritage Softail versus a Road King, other than the weight and smaller size. The Road King standard, at least, still comes with incandescent headlights. So it's the yellow style headlights. Obviously on the Heritage Softails, on any of the Softails, you get LED lighting in the front for your headlight, and that's carried over to the running lights on the Heritage Softail too. So don't get the LED blinkers yet. That's still maybe coming down the pipeline in future bikes. I don't know. You know, I know a lot of people like to customize their LEDs and stuff like that too. So, you know, maybe Harley's just going to leave that for you guys to spend the money on. But man, great bikes. You know, I'll never shy anybody away from a Heritage Softail. Once again, you know, if somebody's looking at a Heritage, I always show them the bigger option of the Road King, and if it's vice versa and somebody's looking at the Road King, I always show them a Heritage Softail too, because it's a lighter weight option. So, really good way to make a decision is get out there and test ride both models, guys. Do it for yourself. You know, I'll only be able to tell you so much. So. All right, on to 7 Highway. Get some stoplight to stoplight riding. Probably going to start sweating a little bit, but that's all right. It's a windy day too, guys. That hard south wind is blowing in. You know, all this heat and keeping it humid. But really, I don't feel too much wind affecting me. I mean, I feel it on my body, maybe just a little bit in the bike, but this thing's pretty solid going down the road. So, you know, in windy conditions, I think, you know, I've heard some people say, hey, I want a Road King because it's heavier. You know, it's not going to get blown around into the wind nearly as much. Let this guy over. We got a line of traffic to sit in here, guys, so get a little bit of extra talking time. But in a situation like this, guys, where, you know, somebody might pull out in front of me, or one of these cars coming up on my right-hand side might try and jet in here on me, you know, I got my ABS. It's going to keep me safe. I got my LED lighting in the front, you know, that's going to keep me visible from the front and all that. So, you know, that's kind of a big thing for people is how do I feel in traffic when I'm sitting still? Do I feel like I'm, you know, being seen? Am I visible to other people in cars and stuff like that? I think I'm definitely visible out here. So, you know, and the bigger bike you buy, the more visible you are, obviously, but you can do things like, you know, the LED lighting and the LED blinkers. If you want to change those out, that certainly brightens everything up too. But You know, one thing I realized too, really just now when I pulled into traffic, is that these bars are really fit to me just about right. And I'm about 6 foot, kind of lanky in my arms and legs, obviously, but these 8-inch mini apes that come on this Heritage Softail, really comfortable sitting position. I'm just under shoulder height. You know, in traffic situation, I feel like I could slow ride this thing forever and don't have any tense muscles between my shoulders or anything like that. So, you know, really nice stock sitting position, and definitely probably the most comfortable seat out of all the Softails too. And that's a lot of that has to do with this being a lightweight touring bike, you know, or a middleweight touring bike. However you want to classify it, but got to have a comfortable seat on it, you know, if you're going to be riding this thing for 300 miles at a time or 150 miles at a time or whatever, you know, got to have a comfortable seat. So lots of benefits to the Heritage Softail, guys. I think it's a great value buy. You know, for the money you spend on the 107s, you get almost everything you need to do just about any type of riding that you would want to do. I kind of moved my hand out there right here in front of this windshield. This windshield's creating a lot of blockage for me. And I don't even realize how much that helps until I kind of move my hand out to where I can feel the wind. But right up here in front of me, there is no wind at all, so that's kind of nice. But definitely good wind blockage here. So, all right, let's get this thing on I-70. Windy day for sure, guys. I kind of feel it a little bit, but I'm going to put this thing in cruise control. We're going to pass this guy. So I got all my display right here. I don't know if you guys can see that, but I got it set on range right now. You have your cycle button up here that you can go through all that. There's digital RPM and gear indicator. You know, no matter what screen you're in, you're always going to have your indicator over here on the right-hand side. So, don't want to pass this guy. I don't want to get crazy or anything. So, cruise control's holding me solid at 1 speed. One hand in it. I mean, we're talking 25-mile-an-hour winds, guys. Look at that flag over there. I mean, it's gusting pretty good. So I mean, yeah, I feel some wind, but man, going down the highway, this thing's pretty solid, especially for it being so windy today. But guys, either way, you know, I hope you get what you need out of these videos that I do. I really do, because we put in a lot of time and a lot of effort to make these for you guys, and you know, I just hope they're helpful to the people that click on them. You know, if you really want to find out for yourself what a Heritage Softail is like, got to get out there and ride one, guys. Take the chance, go to your dealership, come see us at Outlaw, wherever you're at, and get on one of these things, man, because it's really impressive, guys. I mean, the older Heritage Softails were great, but these new ones, with this new monoshock frame and the Milwaukee 8, just all the upgrades they've done to them, they nailed it, guys. They really did. So, going to be pulling back in the dealership here real quick. Just want you guys to know that this thing is definitely a bike worth buying if you're looking for that middleweight cruiser. Not worried about having a fairing in front of you, but still want a little wind blockage and need cruise control, got saddlebags. This is a great bike to go with, guys. So with that, we'll get off this thing and talk a little bit about it.
All right, guys, so first thing that kind of comes to mind, I got 3 words. Comfortable, because it's definitely that. Powerful, because this lightweight frame with the 107, all the power you would ever need. You go with the 114, it's even more. And then the third word is probably it's capable, because this thing is capable of about anything you guys want to throw at it, no matter what riding situation, whether you want to twist up some corners, you want to get out there and you want to stick on the highway and cruise control for 100 miles, you can do all of that stuff. Guys, you can even take this windshield off and get a completely different look with this motorcycle. I've seen people put bars on these, take the windshield off, take the bags off, and you almost have a older deluxe looking motorcycle, which they do not make anymore. So, you know, wonderful motorcycle. Again, I encourage you guys, if you're interested in the Heritage Softail, this video is only going to do so much for you. I hope it really helped though. So get out there, test ride it for yourself. Test ride a Road King, test ride a Heritage Softail. Make sure this is the right bike for you, because when you go to buy one, that is the most important thing. Guys, that's pretty much all I got for you today though. I really appreciate you tuning in and clicking on the video. I hope it was helpful. I need some favors though, guys. You know how it goes. I need you to hit that like, smash that subscribe when we got new stuff coming your way. I want you to be the first ones to know about it. We'll see you next time.